just believe in yourself. Just follow your heart. Everything will fall into place as long as you have the patience and the will. It's these kind of positive, motivational quotes that you see all over the internet. The website goodreads.com has about 3,000 of these kind of quotes. And maybe that's something more of my generation, but people post them on Facebook all over the time. Yet, I think that is a really bad thing to do, because these kind of things, they don't make us strong people. They make us little weak snowflakes that cannot deal with any setbacks. They make us entitled, like we are deserving to get the success that we're looking for. We're deserving the achievement that we're longing for. Who of you have seen the movie Into the Wild? Only a few. It's absolutely worthwhile to watch. So I'm going to spoil the story for you. It is a movie about Christopher. And Christopher is an American guy who doesn't feel like he fits in society. He wants to be free and live in harmony with nature. So what he does is he cuts off his credit card, gives away his money, quits his job, and goes on a journey. He decides to live from the goodness of other people and what nature gives him. So he hitchhikes through the country. And at a certain point he arrives in Alaska. And he goes into the wild, he goes off the beaten track, crosses a little creek, finds this old caravan that has been there abandoned, and he lives there for a while. And he wants to live in harmony with nature, that's his goal. And he believes he can do that. He's very positive about that. After a few months, the season changes. And him living in nature there becomes harder. He runs out of supplies. And nature, the season changed, so the berries are gone, the meat is gone. So he decides he wants to go back towards civilization and go back towards the village where the last village that he was. But on his way back, he needs to cross that same little creek again. But by now, because of the melting snow, that has turned into a big, wide river that he's unable to cross. So he is stuck, and he has to stay in Alaska, and he has to survive in harmony with nature. Now here's a spoiler, it doesn't end well. He eats a plant that turns out to be poisonous, and he dies, miserable and lonely in harmony with nature. Now, he was naive. He was naive about what he could do if he just put his mind to it. He was naive about how harsh the reality outside is, how harsh nature is. So I would say that just thinking positive and just believing in yourself is actually what killed him. So we don't need to think positive. What we need to do is think negative and act positive instead. And when I say think negative, I mean think about what's down the road, what could happen, and prepare for that. A friend of mine used to be in the Israeli Special Forces, and the one sentence that he mentioned that sticks with me until today is, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall back to your lowest level of preparation. Thinking negative means thinking what's on your path, what obstacles are you going to encounter. Because no matter what your goal in life is, whether that is to live in harmony with nature or to build a $100 million company, there's going to be obstacles. And you need to be prepared for that. You need to learn what it feels like to fall down and get up again. You need to know what you're going to do to deal with certain situations. If you have the confidence that you build up because of that preparation, that is a legitimate source of self-confidence. Then you can truly say, I can do this. I know I can achieve this. If you look around you, there are a lot of places in society where people do that, and I'm very grateful for that. If you look at the corona outbreak now, a lot of governments and doctors are reacting the way they do because they're thinking negative. They prepared. You don't want to go to the hospital and the doctor just says, I believe in myself, I'll cure you. No, you want them to prepare and do their research. When you get on a plane, you don't want to have a pilot that has just the confidence that he can land it. You want the pilot to have gone through hundreds of hours of training, dealing with every single possible obstacle he may eventually encounter, so that if it happens, he can deal with it. On a smaller scale, one of our Toastmaster friends, Nat, was directing a play. He also thought negative because I'm pretty sure he had an understudy for each and every role on the stage. Because you don't want the surprises. You don't want to be caught off guard by things you can't foresee, like a sick actor. So, if you want to achieve your goals in life, if you want to have a very positive life, you have to think negative and act positive instead. Thank you.